Welcome back, and today what we're going to be doing is we are going to be using Twyla in Guild Boss 2. Now, I have not yet tried this team. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking out Lust and Lucius. Now, Lucius is the one that kind of hurts the most to take out because he was my top damage dealer in this team. But we are going to be replacing Lust with Twyla and Lucius with, where is he? My A3 Hex. There he is. So, the reason we're doing this is because Twyla, what her bond skill is the first part is it just decreases her cost by 6. That doesn't really matter in this, her first deployment cost. But the second portion is reliant on Hex being there in the battle. Each time Hex draws a card, Twyla permanently increases her crit damage by 5% up to 60%. So this extra 60% crit damage is pretty huge for her. Honestly, I kind of wish I could build her a little bit more crit damage. I probably could, honestly. Yeah, let's see real quick, see if we have any Soulbound Arcana with crit damage, with crit rate, and that. Okay, we got this here, but that's drop it. Yeah, that's a little bit too much of a drop everywhere else. We're losing a lot of survivability, whatnot like that. This is already crit damage. Let's see about this. Alright, so we're dropping a lot of attack bonus with this, but we are gaining quite a bit. We're losing a bit of survivability though too. Let's see about this. I mean, that would be nice, but I don't want to take that away from Hex. And then there's this, which would overcap her massively with crit rate, and the rest of it wouldn't really be that much of a benefit to her. Let's see what this does. We're still well over that 15k mark. Yeah, we'll go ahead and try this out. Yeah, that looks good. So, I have her in a Wailing Skull. I may change this over to Scarlet Hunt, depending on how well it goes, but for now we'll just keep it as it is. So we also have Torador in an Invigoration set, Leia in an Invigoration set, Constance in an Invigoration, Fercy in Invigoration, and Elowen. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units in Invigoration, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units that could use it. So it will be a little complicated getting the placements down, and we are not doing anything about the stun phase, the first phase. So we will see how the survivability is. I do already have everybody geared out. Most of these people are actually in Soulbound Arcana. Twyla is the only one that I'd feel somewhat comfortable throwing in, what do you call it? In Infernal Roar, but her deranged blade, I don't believe counts as a normal attack, and that's where a lot of her damage comes from. So we'd be losing out on all of that. So let's go ahead and get into it and see how she does. Now, if this doesn't work as well as I want it to, I will throw Lucius back in there. But I want to see if Hex works pretty decently in here. So we will start out by putting Twyla. Actually, we'll put Arrogance back here. Okay. And that means I'm either locked to putting Constance there or there. There she only covers 2 of those platforms, which I only have Hex and Alistar. We'll put her here. That should give him invigoration. So now we have these 2 and this platform for our boosts. We'll put Hex here. We will put Kigiri here. He could go here to buff Kigiri. Yeah, because then Twyla will go down in that last spot there. Twyla will go right here. Then we could put Elowin right here. And let's see. Alistar is gonna have to go right here. And let's put her right back here. Unfortunately, she won't reach these guys up here. So that's a little unfortunate, but we'll see how that works. Alright, let's see. So everybody should have invigoration. We have it on Alistar. We have it on Kigiri. We have it on Twyla. We have it on Hex. And we have it on Arrogance. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this going. I am not gonna really... I'll ult with Hex and Torador, but apart from that, I'm not really gonna ult during this first little bit. We'll just kind of survive through this portion of the fight, and we'll ult with everybody. Actually, I'll ult with Twyla too, because the more ults she gets off, the better she's gonna be. So we'll do that, and then we're gonna try and time pretty much the rest of the ults, or all of the ults if possible, for the in-between phase. So far it's looking pretty good. We have Hex here who's ulting forever. So far I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, I know it's all of a minute and a half into the fight, but it's looking good so far. Let's see how the survivability is. This is only the first phase, but we only got 3 stuns off. Okay, that's not too bad. And we are getting close to the end of the first phase. So let's go ahead and ult with everybody. I should not have ulted with Kigiri. That was a dumb move, but such is life, right? And let's go ahead and ult with Hex again. And there we go. We're at 4,000 damage after the first phase of, or first stage of phase 1. We got an Earth Shatter coming in here. Let's go ahead and ult with Kigiri, get that bleed out there. Got an Aegis mode coming in. Let's go ahead and ult with Twyla again. Like I said, we're going to try and ult with Twyla pretty regularly here early on. I know I got 3 ults in on her so far. I think we need to cap it out at like 8. So, first hit not too bad. Let's go ahead and ult with Leia. See if we could push another ult into her pretty quickly. And actually, it looks like we're probably going to be waiting till the next stage, or the in-between stage, to ult with her. Not really much of a point in ulting in between. We're so close to taking that down. And Arrogance is steadily sitting on top. Kagiri is right there. And we'll go ahead and ult with Hex, because his ult lasts forever anyways. And we will go ahead and get everybody going again. There it is. We have a large amount of damage coming in here in the middle phase. This should put us close to 10? Okay. Not quite. Alright, let's see. We're gonna wait till this next Arsenic Venom. Alright, there we go. Now we can sit here and ult with Leia. And the next hit, we'll go ahead and ult with Kagiri and Twyla again, just because, like I said, we're trying to get her ult off as much as possible. Once we reach about this portion of the second phase, I think we'll be good to just kind of ult regularly with Twyla. It's just this first stage I want to try and take advantage of as much of the in-between phases as possible. We'll go ahead and ult with Hex. Ult with Elwyn to get that poison off of us. And then we're gonna... okay. I was hoping that Kingiri got hit so he would get his ult off, but that's okay. Twyla is far and away #1 damage dealer so far. We're at 15k already, so this is going really good so far. The only thing that really worries me is the survivability of the team, to be completely honest. So we're going to go and ult with her again. We're going to ult with Torador. Let's see. Yeah, Twyla is reaching. Hex is falling a little bit behind, but he doesn't have a Lord. So that does hurt him quite a bit. And there's that hit. Okay, that hurt quite a bit. We're gonna have to make the most of the damage because I don't think I'm gonna be able to survive too many of those. That's gonna be the downside of this team. It's not gonna be here for the long haul. Let's go ahead and ult with Twyla again. And we should be pretty much good with her ults now. Now we'll be able to just time everything out pretty regularly. Let's go ahead and ult with her just to kind of throw the defense up a little bit. Yeah, that's going to be a good idea to do. Let's go ahead and ult with him. And ult with her to try and get Twyla back up and running. Is she going to be there before the mid-phase? Yep, there we go. So we got that big burst damage in before that. And we're still getting the bleeds out there. The bleeds have been out pretty consistently as far as I could tell. I haven't been paying that much attention, but we do have 2 units that are doing the bleed. So that is helpful. Let's go ahead and ult with Kagiri on this. There we go. We got the bleed out with him this time. And we are... Yep, there we go. Let's go ahead and ult with Hex again. We might as well just keep ulting with Hex because he's just always going to be up. Alright, we're getting close to just letting everybody ult regularly. I know I'm kind of slow rolling this fight a little bit, but I don't want to try and hit too fast. The later stages are really where it starts to get really difficult. So if we could keep it in the lower stages as much as possible, we can really take advantage of that damage. Because as you can see, we're at 23k, we're only on the second phase. So, come on, Kigiri. Get your cleanse out there. Alright, so after this Aegis mode, I think I'm going to ult with everybody. We're going to get this. Okay. There we go. And now we'll ult with Kigiri, get that cleanse off out of there, and we'll just kind of blow through the rest of this phase. There we go. So we are losing out quite a bit of damage on the mid phase here, only because I got a little bit squirrely with worrying about the time, which I still had a minute left. I honestly rushed that a little bit, but that's just how it happens every now and again. Twyla is still far and away the #1 damage dealer. She is doing massive amounts of damage. Alright, and we are just about ready to cleanse with Elowen, and there we go, that arm came up. Next poison, we're going to ult with Kigiri. Oh, wait, no, we can ult with him now. There we go. She is out-damaging Arrogance by a ton. That is nuts. Alright, when this poison comes in, we're going to ult with Leia. Once that laser beam hits us, we'll ult with Fercy. There we go. Get a large heal out there. We'll go ahead and throw this elf down for Arrogance. Once that arm goes up, we'll go ahead and ult with Elowen. There we go. Get that poison cleansed off of there. And we should just have to do the poison round one last time. I should have ulted with Kigiri there. But, you know, it happens. We could ult with him here. There we go. Let's go ahead and ult with Twyla. And honestly, her ulting pretty often is a pretty close comparison to Arrogance, because Arrogance has an auto ult. Alright, let's wait for this arm to come up. Okay, we didn't need to. We got that off, no problem. Let's go ahead and ult. I shouldn't have ulted with Torador. That may be a problem for the next phase. But we got that going. Twyla has outdamaged Arrogance again by about 2 million. I think 2 million. Let's go ahead and ult with Twyla. And now we're going to start syncing up the ults. We're going to try and... This is where Twyla will really jump up ahead of Arrogance, because I'll start timing her out with Constance. And this is probably going to hurt quite a bit. So what we're going to do is we are going to ult with him. We're going to wait until this comes down. And okay, so we survived that. Good stuff. Now we will ult with all of them. And see, this is now where Twyla is really pulling out ahead. Big time. I mean, look at that damage jump. She is just blowing everything away. And Kigiri even jumped up ahead of Arrogance there. Alright, let's go ahead and ult with her. And Kigiri, let's get his ult off. That is a painful hit. But we should be able to get through this phase. Yep. Alright, cool. And now we have ult there, and there. And we can ult with him. The only reason he's ulting is to try and get a few more of those stuns off. So we have... Twyla has almost gotten... she's nearly doubled Arrogance's damage for that phase. That is insane. She is by far the best damage dealer for Guild Boss 2 in my opinion now. I don't think anybody else comes really close. We'll go ahead and ult with Kagiri. Now, I don't know how much that is reliant on Hex being there. That's the other thing. And I do have Hex here, so this could be a little bit off base on the numbers. Without Hex here, she might be... I mean, without Hex here, she'd be losing around 60% crit damage, which is a lot. Alright, let's go ahead and wait for just about the end of this Aegis mode. Oh, wait, no need. Kagiri cleansed that right on off for us, so we can ult with everybody. And he'll even take advantage of that Constance boost with that ult. Hex pulled ahead of Twyla for a little bit there. But Twyla is just revving her blade away and making that distance more and more profound. I missed the Kagiri ult just by a hair, so he's gonna drop in damage a little bit. Oh well, that's okay. He'll go ahead and get that done as soon as we have Constance ready here. We will go ahead and ult with these three. And now Hex here is taking advantage of Constance's ult, so that's pretty cool. We'll go ahead and ult with Torador, might as well. And as soon as that hand comes down, there we go. And then we can ult with Leia. Yeah, see, even this stage, I would have been fine kind of holding off a little bit on the ults in the beginning. We're still at like 30 seconds with just under 10%, so it is still a bit close. Alright, let's go ahead and get that cleansed off, and let's go ahead and clean up the rest of this stage. And there we go. Get some good damage in between there. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to survive this next phase 3, or not phase 3, but phase 3, stage 1, honestly. That one's going to be the real test. Alright, let's wait for this poison to come up. That arm goes up, and we cleanse it off. And then what we could do is... There we go. Got a good round of hits there. So we're at 50k already. That's pretty cool. Alright, when this poison goes down, we'll heal with Leia. And as soon as that laser beam hits us, we'll go ahead and heal with Fercy. There we go. Now we're just waiting for this next poison. As soon as that arm goes up, we'll heal again with... I was a little bit late with Eloin, but we should be fine. Alright, we can go ahead and ult with Hex and Kagiri. And you know what? We can Hex or ult with these other two as well. Other three. Alistar is not doing a whole ton for damage, to be completely honest. Not that I really expected him to a whole lot, but still wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more out of him. I was a little bit early with that ult with Fercy. I think we got lucky because we finished off that stage, but that was a very, very close to causing the end of the run there. That was dangerous. Alright, so we have pretty much everybody up for their ult. We'll go ahead and do that. And Kigiri will get to take advantage of this hit and counter, doing a ton of damage there. Kigiri is great for burst damage. Twyla is just massive amounts of sustained damage. She is just continuous damage in there. I'll go ahead and ult with Hex again. We got 4 stuns out there. Good stuff. So we should be able to survive this first hit. We will still go ahead and counter with Kigiri. Whew. That's a painful hit though. That is a dangerous hit. Alright, so we will go ahead and ult with these 3. And we will get ready for Elowen's ult, because I think we're going to need that to survive this. Okay, there's that hit. Ult with Elowen and him. Alright, there we go. Now the reason I ulted with her is because I believe she does increase defense during her ult. So that is a big help for hits that you have trouble surviving. So we'll go ahead and ult with Torador here and hope that this gets us there. I think we're gonna ult with Twyla a little bit early in hopes that we can survive this. Okay, just barely. And there's the phase. Okay, so that was the one that I was most worried about. We'll go ahead and, be a little bit more careful with our ults during this phase now. We really got to time them out because we don't want to run out of time. This is a real DPS check here. So we'll go ahead and ult with her to get everybody up and running. We'll go ahead and counter with Kigiri. And as soon as Constance is ready, we'll go ahead and ult with these 3. We should be, yep, there we go. That defense counter came off, so that's good. Alright, big hit there. We survived. And we are at 75%. We really need to get some more damage pushing in here. So we're going to go ahead and ult with Fercy so that Kigiri has that that damage bonus. I think I did that early enough, or late enough. So we'll go ahead and ult with Leia to go ahead and get that going. And now we'll ult with these 3, these 4, and that should be coming up. Yep, there we go. Luckily, the timing has been fantastic with Kigiri's cleanse. So far, we're doing pretty decent. I think we might be able to make it through this phase. And if we're able to make it through this phase, I'll be pretty happy. Alright, Kigiri is gonna get inspiration from him, and we're gonna go ahead and cleanse that off. We're at that 70k mark. Good stuff. And we will go ahead and hold off on Leia's ult because Constance is out of range of it anyways. And we're gonna go ahead and ult with these 3. Okay. And now we're gonna ult with Leia to try and get her ult coming back up pretty quick. I think we're gonna make it through this phase. Not positive just yet because this is still very, very close. I missed the ult with Fercy to give Kigiri his little bonus damage there. But Kigiri should be cleansing that defense counter off here soon. And we should have just enough time to get in here with Constance. Constance, Leia, and Twyla. And we just need Kigiri to do his little cleanse there. And there we go. Oh, we end up not getting that cleanse off with Kigiri, but that's okay. We still had just enough to get in there. And look at that. Twyla at almost 30 with everybody else sitting back at 18. That is pretty crazy damage from Twyla. Alright, let's wait for that arm to come up and cleanse that off. We're getting a lot of damage in here from the poisons now, so we really need to time out those cleanses good. And we'll go ahead and ult with all of these guys. And as soon as that venom hits, we'll go ahead and ult with Twyla. Or not Twyla, Leia. We're going to go ahead and throw that elf down here to help a little bit. Wait for that hit to come in. And unfortunate. Okay, so we lost a few people there. That's going to put a bit of a damper on things. Let's see, we lost 2 damage dealers. That's pretty... That hurts quite a bit. Let's go ahead and ult with these 2. And him. Yeah, we lost our second and third place damage dealer. So this phase may be a little bit of a struggle at this point, and it doesn't even matter because we just lost everybody. Except for Elowen. And that was the fight. I'm gonna have to move some things around because that was not my top score, but let's go ahead and check this. 50 away from the 80k. So we're not gonna save that, but let's see. Twyla, massive damage. Massive. I do need to figure out a way to try and get Lucius back in here, because Lucius was the other really big damage dealer. Like, Lucius was doing around what Twyla was doing. So unfortunately, the easiest person to take out would be Hex. So I might take Hex out, try that out. But what I will do is I'm going to be finishing up this run tonight for sure. And I will go ahead and put a screenshot up, probably right around here, showing what the final damage was of just these top people. I'm just going to kind of put it right over this. And you'll be able to tell how that went. So that was my final damage, and that'll do it for this video. If you have any suggestions on team composition, definitely feel free to let me know. I am unfortunately not working with either Ingrid or Praetus, so I can't really do anything there, but that doesn't seem to matter for Phoebo, who, you know, ran this comp, which was just insane. 401 damage, or 401,000 damage. That is a huge amount of damage. And I think that was mostly riding on the back of A5 Kigiri, which, I mean, just pretty much doubles his damage, I believe. What does Swallow Counter do again? Yeah, it doubles his ult damage and the Swallow Counter. Let's see what the damage numbers look like with that. And yep, Kigiri, top of the line. Lust just under him. Arrogance, yeah. So, like I said, that'll do it for the video. If this helped you out at all, if you have any suggestions, definitely feel free to throw them in the comments below. If you want to see more from me and you enjoy the content I make. I know this was a bit of a longer one. Guild Boss 2 always is. I'd appreciate a sub, like, and all that good stuff. But that'll do it for this one. Until next time.